Sunday nights are for Scorecard on Channel 1 TV, and I'm proud to tell you that Ghana's Black Stars have officially sealed their spot at the 2026 FIFA World Cup to be staged in the United States, Canada, and also Mexico. We are still yet to find out where exactly the Black Stars will be playing the group stage, but today it was a hard-fought game at the Accra Sports Stadium. I can't say that it was a packed house, really. It looked like a full house at the Accra Sports Stadium. The fans, though, were a little let down because the football on the day was not as exciting and as enterprising as you would have wanted it to be or thought that it would be in a game that had literally zero tensions for the Black Stars. When you go to the other groups, Egypt have still their qualification. Nigeria do not have their destiny in their own hands as they head to their final qualification game for the World Cup. It's Benin and South Africa in that order with the initiative. Nigeria will have to hope that those two teams will lose or do them some favors so they can go to the World Cup, or else they will be missing out on back-to-back World Cups. A lot to chew on the show today. You will have the opportunity to text in. We'll have the text and WhatsApp lines on your screen. But for now, we'll do a quick turnaround. When we come back, I'll introduce my gentleman in the studio, and then we'll get today's show going. Welcome back to Scorecard here on Channel 1 TV. My good friend and tactician, Coach Christopher Nimley is here. Numo, what's going on?
Charlie, I'm cool. Officially, finally, the Black Stars have qualified to the next World Cup. And that is all we were all hoping and praying that they would secure for us. But clearly going forward, I think that a lot will have to change to get the Black Stars to perform. So, I mean, we are happy we are in the celebratory mood. America, Canada, here we come.
Well, we don't have the highlights of that game for you because the game literally just ended. So we'll have some pictures of the game for you as we talk along the game itself. I've seen some big talking points from supporters and from colleagues alike. One of the biggest talking points was the selection that was put out today. Let's talk about selection. What pleased you? What didn't please you? And a lot of people don't seem happy with Ali Duseidou. I'm seeing a lot of comments on socials about how this cannot be the strength of our right back going into a major competition like the World Cup.
I think, look, we were doing a game on radio, and the moment I saw the lineup, I did say that there's absolutely no attribute whatsoever of Ali Duseidou that confirms to me that he's a wing-back. He's not a wing-back. So for me, it was shocking to see the coach put out a team that meant that he was going to be playing as a wing-back. And for me, that is not something that the entire technical team got right. Because having said that, you have the team. Oduado has been with this team for a very, very long time. He introduced Ali Duseidou into the Black Stars. You remember when he took him to Qatar? So he knows very well the attributes, the quality of Ali Duseidou. If you are playing as a wing-back and you don't fancy yourself 1v1 situation against the opposing full-back or any of the opposing centre-backs, then you've got no business playing as a wing-back. Every ball given to Ali Duseidou, he either brought back, or even when he had the chance to cross, the crosses were bad. You see, these are the fundamental attributes of a wing-back. You should fancy yourself on a 1v1 situation. Your crosses into the box will have to be absolutely brilliant. Your recovery will have to be absolutely brilliant. When there's a need to change the back three into the back five, your arrival on time is very crucial to our defensive setup. There's nothing of the sort that Alidu does that confirms or show any glimpses that he's indeed a wing-back. But having said that, I've watched him play at club level. At club level, when he's playing in the back three, he's not playing as a wing-back. He's playing as one of the centre-backs of his team. So maybe it is time he has that little bit of chat with the technical team that, yes, a back three where I'm one of the centre-back, that will be very okay. Again, the one who was brought in to replace Gideon Mensah, Ebenezer Annan, I don't think he did himself any good. Because, look, we are looking for players.
It's not good competition for Mensah?
Yes, we are looking at players who will improve this team. we will not be at the AFCON.
Yeah.
So if I'm the head coach of the team, every single game, including that of today, I pick players who make our team better. I will not be working with anybody who will not up the level or bring good, healthy competition.
Yeah.
We need players who give the head coach and his technical team sleepless night. That is what the good teams will do. So for Ebenezer Annan, again, he did absolutely nothing to stake a perfect claim that going to the World Cup,
He's a serious contender for that
to
place.
compete with Guido Mensah. We all know that Guido Mensah of late has not been good. His form will have to improve. Even if he improves, we need somebody to compete with him. That is my second point. My third point again, look, we should pray. Every Ghanaian should pray extremely hard that Thomas Partey stays fit from now on
To the World Cup.
all the way to the World Cup. Because one thing that is perfectly clear, without him in that midfield, we are going to struggle. And I believe we need another outlet, another ball-playing midfielder who is also a very good tackler of the ball. I watched Sibo. I was one of those who spoke that he's better than Elisha Owusu. No two ways about that. But as to the standard required, I've seen the Black Stars played in the World Cup.
Yeah.
I saw the midfield of Michael Essien, Sulali Muntari, Stimiapia, and Co. I saw the midfield of Anthony Annan, Kevin Prince Boateng, and of course,
Kojo Asamoah.
Exactly. I saw the midfield of Rabiu. I saw the midfield of Ajiman Bedu and Co. at the World Cup. I don't think Partey has a good partner in that midfield. Surely it can be Elisha Owusu. Surely it can be Ahmed Salis. And from what I saw of Sibo, he's not in. You see, he's
not confident on the ball.
On the ball, one, his mobility is very suspect. Because to play at the World Cup, we all know that. Look, go watch the World Cup. Every single edition, in terms of speed, intensity, has gotten
gone
better.
up. Yeah.
It's increased, and from the way he moves,
His waist is stiff.
I am so worried. I am so worried.
I mean, he can't turn around.
He cannot turn. And you see, there's that movement that you need to, because look, Partey himself has not gotten younger. Okay? But what he does better, he reads the game better, he anticipates better, he takes care of the ball better.
Yeah.
So we need somebody with legs. I look at Manchester United midfield, Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro. That is my worry. The two players don't have legs to cover the grounds. So if we are bringing somebody to partner Thomas Partey, the technical team, they've been around with it, and they've been with this team for so long now. The time has come that they'll have to show you and I that indeed there is depth in our team. And then, my last one, these are things I didn't like. Why was Otuado playing Semenyo as number 9 today? He completely took the young man out of the entire football game. Semenyo has never led the line at club level. I have never seen him.
At best, a false 9.
At best, at false 9.
Yeah.
He plays in a way that allows him to arrive into the box on the blind side of the opponent. Give him the ball and let him run at them. We saw the goal he scored at Anfield. We saw the goal he scored just last week.
Yeah.
Both goals. The first goal, he picked it from the left, went past people as if they were not there. And that goal that I highlighted on Scorecard, where he started his movement from. And at the end of the day, he found himself at the end of the move, putting the ball in the back of the net. He cannot be used as a number 9.
Yeah.
He can't.
He's
because
been
when
asked
you
to
do
go
that,
into battles.
the only thing I enjoyed of him today was his recovery. Anytime we lost the ball and we've been, I think twice or thrice, there was a clear counter-attack. He ran past our center backs, won the ball for the Black Stars in midfield, and then we got the situation sorted out. This, in my view, cannot be repeated again. And in Ketia, finally, I still maintain we need to change the coach. Look, we need to change him. Look, we've been to the World Cup 4 times already.
5 actually. Oh.
This is our 5th. America, we were in 2006, 2010, 2014, 2022. Yeah. We didn't go for the 2018 one in Russia. Because this is our 5th time of going to the World Cup, I disagree with anybody. And I'm ready to debate anybody who thinks that we should just go there and be part of it. What sort of thinking is that? Something that you've done once, twice, thrice, 4 times? You are going there for the 5th and you want to accept that it's about going there? Anybody who is thinking of using the taxpayers' money with the intention that Otuado deserves to be at the World Cup, and therefore whether he's up to the tax or not, we should go with him. That person is un-Ghanaian. I have said that it is not about deserving to be there. It's about, can he do the job? And for me, for what I have seen, I am worried because the opposition at the World Cup is going to get better. It's going to get even tougher.
Yep.
And this man has not coached in any way that convinces me, and I'm sure the majority of Ghanaians, that he's the one to take our team to the World Cup. So we should get this clear. This is our 5th time of going to the World Cup. We cannot just go there and be part of the 48 teams. I look at this team with the depth. If we get a proper quality coaching, direction, look, our minimum is the quarterfinals. Our minimum is the quarterfinals. Our minimum is the quarterfinals. So nobody should say that because he's gone through the qualifiers unblemished, that he deserved to be there and not looking at the task ahead. I started watching the World Cup as a kid in 1986. I have watched.
I've seen some great World Cups.
I've watched the World. I watched it at it because I started going to the stadium at the age of 3 years. My brother, my senior-most brother, who has just passed, used to take me to the stadium. And I've followed the World Cup since then until now. The standard, the quality, the demands gets better tournament after tournament after tournament. Ingetia, it is not about just going there. I said on Sports Panorama, and I'm going to repeat, if Otuado had qualified for the AFCON, that would have given some of us the opportunity to look at him critically with some good eyes, technical eye, and evaluate his work against the big boys of Africa. We will not be at the AFCON. We've got only 2 major friendly games window to play. One in November next month, and the next one is in March. Finish. Finish. This is not the time to hope. What is his brand? Have you seen any any clear laid down plan of our team when we are playing? We have not seen that.
Nope.
We are not passing the ball with intent. We are just ballooning the ball left, right, center. What is his plan? I would have thought by now. He was in 2022. He played the entire AFCON qualifiers. He's played the entire World Cup qualifiers. But now I should look at the Black Stars and say, okay, this is our pattern. This is the way this team play. When the game starts, this is our way. But like I've said, this team, without Thomas Partey, we need to be playing in a way without when Partey is not around. Look, if I am the coach of this team, my next biggest worry will be to take Partey out of the team and see how the team will play without him. Because I foresee that there may be times, because of him, we look so predictable. When he's eclipsed, or when the channels that will have to go through him before we can do anything is blocked.
What's our alternative?
What is our alternative? We don't have any. We don't have any. I am not impressed, but typical of most Ghanaians say, oh, but he's gotten the job done. Yes, he's gotten. I would have gotten the job done.
You mean with cheeky ease?
With cheeky ease, no stress at all. I would have gotten the job done because it is so. It is Child, Madagascar. The Black Stars should be beating these teams. No matter how football has evolved, we should be beating them. Am I surprised we topped the group? No Ghanaian is surprised about that. But now, like I've said, we will be going for our 5th World Cup. Me, you, no Ghanaian should accept that we are just going there to be part of the numbers. There is going to be a total waste of the taxpayers' money. We need to go in there, go to America, Canada, or wherever we find ourselves, and make an impact. Make an impact. And it starts from now. And it starts from now. A lot needs to change. I would say that if you have your way, change the coach. Change him and change him now. Because there's what? You can what can you see? I cannot see anything.
Hold your horses there. Let me take my first break on the show. When we come back, I'll introduce my second guest in the studio, and then we'll do more Black Stars talk. I'll take some of your thoughts, and then we'll get into some of the other African qualifiers and then some world qualifiers as well. Stay with us here on Scorecard. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Scorecard here on Channel 1 TV. Manuel Kwate is in the studio. Manuel, welcome to the show. Quick thoughts. Let's get into the Black Stars game. I'm sure you have your own thoughts on what transpired, lineups, takeaways, deficiencies, strengths, and all of that. Quick thoughts on the game.
I think coach has analyzed the tactical bit of it really well. So I just want to take a look at it from a perspective of just the average Ghanaian fan who has now seen the match. 1-0 going and since Otuado came in, at least we lost to Comoros in the initial game.
Yeah.
So I think winning against Comoros again, I think that's at least a positive result. In terms of the coaching, I don't think I've been impressed with the Black Stars for a long time now, if I'm being honest. And I don't know if there's anything in particular maybe he can change that will actually change the way the team is playing. The truth is, like, I think it's a very sensitive issue when it comes to the topic of Otuado. I agree with the consensus. I don't think that he's good enough, just based on everything that we've seen so far, just based on the inability to change games that we've noticed. But in terms of, I'm just worried that there isn't enough time between now and when we go to the World Cup. I don't think there are enough opportunities for us to try and test a new coach. And I think if we bring in a new coach now, we give him an easy out to say that he didn't have enough time going into the World Cup. And how did we expect him going into an expanded World Cup to come in and then be able to make so much changes? Just in terms of the team, I like the vibe in camp. I like the way everybody seems to. The only thing that worries me is when things start to not go well, when things start to become a little tumultuous. I don't know if he also has the character to be able to control everybody.
He doesn't.
Now that everything.
We have seen that already. He doesn't. That's.
Now that everything.
I'll answer that for you.
Now that everything seems to be going on very well, I think he has he's able. People are lining up in like. So you see Kudus with with Fatawi Sahaku and with some of the right to dream boys, and they have their own connection and everything is building well. And like I said, I think footballers get used to winning games. The better you are, the better you are as players, the more you expect of yourselves. And players go on consistently to win games. I think we're also at a point within football, and I don't think the problem is with just him. I think people have that same problem with Arteta. I think people have the same problem with Amorim. This is not me defending Otuado, just to clarify that. But I think sometimes we go in and we have a preconception of how we think of somebody or a certain player, and as time goes on, even though they're able to change that, we're not able to change our minds about it. This is not me saying Otuado is the best coach in the world, and all of a sudden
as for Otuado, we won't change our mind about it.
Fair. No, that's fair. That is fair. But I think you can agree with me that since he came into the job and now,
do you know the difference? The difference between Otuado in the AFCON qualifiers and Otuado in the World Cup qualifiers is that after being a complete failure in the AFCON qualifiers, the GFA had an entire backroom staff. They hired an entire technical team basically to hold his hand. And you see, that's the problem a lot of people have had with Otuado. If we hire you for $50,000, we should not hire somebody else who is not an assistant coach that we have to pay close to the same amount we are paying you to come and be giving you tactical advice, hire you 2 video analysts. We literally had to re-augment the whole backroom staff just to get Otuado to do well. I don't think that's acceptable, honestly. And mark my words, we're about to go to the World Cup. We will hear the FA say that for us to do well at the World Cup, they need to beef up this technical team again. We will be here. I am telling you in black and white that they will ask for more reinforcement. As things stand now, our technical team is almost pushing 20. We cannot hire any more people.
There are 16 of them.
Exactly. And I'm telling you that all of this is because the coach is not good enough. If the coach was good enough, there is a lot of holding his hand, giving him this, that. We don't need to do all those things. He's a national team head coach. The Black Stars job is one of the most prime head coaching jobs in world football. It is a pressure job. It's a prestigious job. He's been given it on a silver platter, so he has to prove his mettle. I saw him at the last World Cup. I was not impressed. I was calling him auto double your money because, like I said, every time we conceded a goal, all you needed to do was count between 3 and 5 minutes, and Ghana would concede a second goal. It was like clockwork. It happened in every game we played at the World Cup. And I'm not impressed. I don't want him at the World Cup.
You see, Nketia, look, like we said, we saw our team at the World Cup. This is our 5th time.
Yeah.
I want to see the Black Stars.
Playing good football.
Touch and go, do something.
Manuel made a point I wanted you to touch on. Do you believe that if we let Otto go, it is too short a time to get somebody in that can do a meaningful job based on the number of friendlies and the time available to prepare?
I disagree. Otto himself, what is there for him to use to prepare? That is why he needed to qualify to the AFCON.
Yeah.
That is where, you see, this team, everybody...
AFCON would have sharpened you.
AFCON would have sharpened him. The same amount of game to prepare the team. When you bring in the new... You see, the key thing is that we shouldn't go for a coach of the same caliber of Otto.
No.
Somebody way better than him.
Yeah.
So that person walks in, picks all the clips of our games, watches them, go to monitor our players at their various teams. He's given the tournament in Japan, the match, friendly window, to work with the team. And then that person prepares, this is a better coach, a better technical team, a team who knows how to bring the best out of our players. How can you be asking Semenyo to go and strike? What is the essence of that?
Oh no, I agree with all that.
You are limited. And so the point I'm making is that if he had qualified for the AFCON, I would have been on the fence. I would have said, look, wait,
let
me see him against the big boys of Africa. But he has ensured that thing would not happen.
Yeah.
So he himself, that thing, whatever we are playing is not good enough. Whatever we are playing is not good. So if you keep him there, what is he going to use to improve the team?
Fair points made. Let's progress the discussion to Ghana's neighbors, Nigeria, because they have even bigger problems on their hands. Now, Nigeria missed out on the last World Cup in Qatar and might be on the verge of missing out on this World Cup as well. Now, in their group, leaders of that group happen to be their own neighbors, Benin, and then you have South Africa, who have been docked 3 points, but some way, somehow, Nigeria have been so bad that SA are still ahead of them on the rankings. Now, tomorrow, I believe, is when the games will be played. Nigeria are up against Benin. South Africa are up against Rwanda. 2 derbies. So, Nigeria have to beat Benin. Benin only need a draw, and then they will all have to pray that some way, somehow, South Africa don't win their game.
I think what is going to happen is that Nigeria needs to beat Benin and hope that South Africa doesn't win.
Yep.
Look, but I don't think they deserve to qualify.
Let me get the highlights of that game, and then we'll come in back and discuss. Let's get the highlights of that particular encounter. So this is a game the Super Eagles ended up winning to give themselves a life. And let me take your thoughts on the Super Eagles, why you think they've struggled, and then I'll take Coach's thoughts on also who he thinks will go through from that group. Just
on South Africa, on Nigeria. I think they suffer from the continuity that Ghana hasn't had, because they have had to... Ghana too changed their managers during the qualifying season, but I think Nigeria have had to change their manager times during the whole qualifying season.
Now Eric Chell is in the seat.
Yeah, and there's a lot of expectation on him, and I think there's just a lot of commotion in Nigeria, like just in terms of their football right now. There's a lot of expectation, a bit like Ghana too, that they have so many star players. Like Lookman was Player of the Year last year. Yeah. They have Victor Osimhen, who's scoring a lot of goals for Galatasaray. They have so many good players that you think that once they come to the national team, they should be able to just play and things would click. But I think since South Africa were dog points, I think they've had a sort of a second wind where they started winning more games. So at first, I think they only had 7 points. So they were not really in the after 5 games, they only had about 7 points. So I don't think they were really in the consideration. But with South Africa being dog points and them them have starting to win games. I think they've been able to put a run together. That's got them into this position. Obviously, like we said, the irony of the situation is, as well as they've done, even if they win their game against Benin, who are the group leaders, they are still reliant on South Africa not winning, and that I think would be difficult for them. And even if they do win and South Africa do win, given the rivalry in the group, if they do win and then South Africa manage to win as well, because South Africa are above them, South Africa go through.
Yep.
So in terms of for Nigeria, it's out of their own hands, which I think is the thing that would be most frustrating, to get to this position and to not
have to depend
on your other rivals who also need to qualify. Now this is different. Usually when there's relegation involved, or maybe you hope that relegation team can win and can score a goal. But now these are people who also are in good form and also need to win. So in terms of Nigeria, I think it's just a little too late. And I think they're also proof that as good as some of your players are, sometimes qualification isn't always as guaranteed. And I think sometimes you need to, at least in some sense, give credit to where good work has been done for the
I see what you're trying to do.
No,
I see where you're trying to do.
I'm just making a valid point about qualifying and how hard it can be sometimes.
Coach, tricky group. SA take on Rwanda. That's a very tricky game for they themselves. And then there's the Nigeria situation. I know you won't touch on Nigeria because I don't know. For a team that were in the AFCON final very recently, they changed. Between that time in the AFCON final, I think they've had 3 different head coaches.
Yeah, and you see, that is why they find themselves where they find themselves. And the coaches, you see, country like Nigeria should have a clear plan on what they want to do when it comes to their national team. They've not shown that at all. I don't think they should have sacked the coach who took them to the final.
Jose Pesero.
I completely. When I said no, but why are they sacking him?
It didn't make any sense to me.
It made no sense. And that is the pain, or that is the effect of
and
that
I think they hired Finidi George for like a very short period.
Guavon, all of them had a bite.
One day they say Guavon is a technical director. Next time he's the coach. Next time he's the interim.
So when you do things like that, you deserve to go through what you are going through. Look, I will be completely down if Benin doesn't qualify.
Yeah, they've deserved it.
South Africa themselves don't deserve to qualify.
Nope.
I don't think they deserve to qualify because, look, what sort of error was that?
They fielded an ineligible player? That was just
I listened to, was it their sports minister?
He said it was a disgrace.
It's a disgrace. Yeah. And I'm expected, per their culture, people will be asked to vacate.
Definitely.
If they don't qualify,
Definitely.
even if they qualify or not,
they will make changes.
Changes will have to be made.
Yeah.
So as a result of that, I think Benin, I've watched them play. They are a very, very good team.
I've always been.
They've always been a good team. And I think, look, the fact that they got to Nigeria very early, before even the Super Eagles got back to Nigeria for their last game, clearly tells everybody that they really do mean it. I'm hoping and praying that the quality of the officiating will have to be top-notch. If it is clean and fairly officiated, I don't think this Nigeria team, the imbalance in their team is huge.
I was just about to say that.
So many talent.
All the talents out the field. Their midfield isn't as great. Defense,
I know you're not a fan of Tosin and those, but they have Trusted Kong. They have a few.
No,
they're not world class.
Ekon, I don't know, but look, he's always got that error in him.
He's aggressive, but aggression does not make up for being a good defender.
Now, if you play him together with Bassi, these are 2 hard, rugged defenders.
Yeah.
Who has the calm head? Who is the one anticipating? Who is the one just reading and stepping in and solving the problem? All of them are going for it as it is. And once you have players defending like that, they are error prone. So, like I said, Benin deserves to qualify, and I hope they really do qualify. We'll be monitoring, we'll be watching the game. Look, it's a game I would love to watch.
Yeah, it will be a good game.
It will really be a good game.
Just on South Africa, even if they still had their points, based on where they're going, if they still had their 3 points now, I think they'd be on 18 points, just a point ahead of Benin. And they still need to go into their last game winning and hoping that Benin didn't win. So I think there's a shame that it's not in their hands. But I think if they do their best and they go, because both teams need to win, Benin and Nigeria.
Yeah.
So there could be a draw. I think we are both discounting the possibility of a draw. If they draw and South Africa win, then they can almost make up for the error in that day. So I think they don't need to be disheartened by the prospect that it's not in their hands. I think if they take the game seriously, and anything can happen in football, they still try to have a chance of going through.
Anything can happen. Let me go to more messages before we take our second break. This one here is from Sports Lexicon from Dunkwa Onofin. It says, kudos to the Black Stars for the qualification. However, they didn't play as well as expected. Comoros is still a force to reckon with in African football. I love the intensity with which they play. Very quick on the ball and sharp in transition. I still maintain my stance that Otto Addo is still not the man to lead the Black Stars. He is tactically poor and inept, and that is not enough to coach the Black Stars. Greetings to all of you guys, and greetings to Coach Ni Abba.
Just on the Otto Addo
Yeah.
thing. I think then we should have been going in for a world-class manager, and he should have been in by now.
That's
And
what
that's the point. And that's the point I'm trying to make. At this point, after your qualification is done, to now come and switch the manager. There are things that may happen, but I don't know if for the team whether
if
that's the
you
best.
bring a better manager, he will sort it out.
Okay. I mean, we'll see.
This one here says, when it was time to sack Otto Addo, you didn't. Now he has qualified us to the World Cup. You are talking. So that, Mr. Minister, why? Pilolo from Sunyani is not happy with the minister.
After the AFCON qualifiers were done, he should
That's
have
when
been
he should have
gone
gone.
that week. The fact that he's still here means that he's going to the World
Look,
Cup.
I agree with this texter. When we listened to the minister, before he got on the job and started moving, you remember his earlier interview?
Said that he was not impressed.
He was not impressed. He said he's spoken to the playing body, some of the... And when he said he's spoken to the playing body, he spoke to the senior players in the team. You can't go and be talking to those who don't carry weight, those who are not...
But you and I also understand
that they wanted the manager sacked.
Getting a head coach fired is not as easy as you say.
This is the first time the FA has gotten us in this situation. From the very onset, this man should not have been in charge of the Black Stars. He did not apply for the job.
Fair. Ben from Afankor says that I totally disagree with Coach on sacking Otto at this stage. I believe it's premature. I think we should rather back him with all the support he needs for the World Cup. No team will sack their coach after this stellar performance in the qualifiers. 25 out of 30 points. See, that's what I'm saying. We've literally been propping the coach up all the way so he can qualify.
Sterling performance.
Yeah. All kinds of adjectives. Anyway, let's take a break here on the show. When we come back, I'll read more messages and then we'll do a few European qualifiers before we bring the curtain down on this one. Stay with us here on Scorecard. Back to Scorecard here on Channel 1 TV. We are just wrapping up the conversations there. Let me just finish off the Nigeria conversation. Kwachi, just final thoughts. If Nigeria don't qualify to the World Cup, what should be their immediate course of action?
I mean, they have an AFCON in 2 months. So Cote d'Ivoire did it when they sacked their manager during the tournament, and they still went on to be quite successful at the tournament. So obviously there are exceptions to the rule that you always need consistency going into a tournament. But given how highly rated their manager is right now, I think there's an argument where they just stick with him, especially now that they've started picking up form at the end. Yeah. Obviously, it's too late. I think it's too late. That's the main point. The form has come at the wrong time in terms of a qualifying series. And if their form had even been just a little better at the start, they'd be in a conversation for the playoff spot. Yeah. But because they haven't been good enough, I think Madagascar already have 19 points, even though I think they lost today. Yeah, but Madagascar already have 19 points.
So they will be contesting for the playoffs.
Yeah, so the other teams that have more points than them, I think Gabon have 22. So there are other teams that are in better positions. So that's a shame. But going into the AFCON, I think that now that they have some time to settle, they've tried changing the manager, it hasn't worked. I think they should settle down. See what happens at the AFCON. If they can replicate their performance from the last tournament, fine. If they can't, and if it's a train wreck, then they start all over again. There's nothing to lose.
Anyway, let's venture into Europe, where Italy also did not start off their qualifiers too great, but some way, somehow, they've managed to claw back and they've put themselves back in the picture to be able to make things happen. They played against Estonia over the weekend. Let's get the highlights of that game. They won that one. So Italy ended up winning this one by 3-1. A very solid performance from them. Like I said, a bit of a reset. There's Moisekin, Retegui, Di Marco guys in there. Coach, Italians are very hot and cold. Missed out on the World Cup, won the Euros. Now they are struggling to qualify for a World Cup. They are trying to do a late comeback of some sorts.
The World Cup needs teams like Italy to be there. Because they're one of the, previous winners. I think they've won it how many times? 2-3 times already? And for me, it is sad to see Italy struggle against teams like I think in their last game they had 4-4, 5-4 with Israel or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was asking myself, they've sort of moved away from their identity. Italian football has been built on solid defending. I don't remember Italy being involved in a game that has so many goals in there. They've gone for Gattuso. Is it again? He's not convincing.
Gattuso is not good enough.
He's not good.
How Gattuso? Look,
He's never been.
Let's call a spade a spade. He went to Olympique Lyonnais. He got fired. I think he went to Valencia. He got fired. He went to AC Milan. Did he go to AC Milan? He made a stop in Italy and got fired from that job as well.
Yeah.
So I think he just has a really good agent who knows how to make things happen for him.
And I don't know, for one reason
Did he
or
not
the
start
other.
at Napoli okay?
He's not. I don't think he spent even a full season anywhere.
And for one reason, I don't know why the Italian job has been so unattractive to the very top Italian managers.
I mean, they tried Spalletti recently after he won the league with Napoli, and that was surprising that
But
didn't
even
work.
then, I mean, they've got Inzaghi, they've got Gasperini, they've got some.
I think they will probably end up rotating some of those guys. Gasperini looks like a potential Italy manager in the making.
Yes.
Inzaghi, probably, if he's down with the Arab money.
To be fair, I think now they switch clubs a lot. So you see, Allegri has been at Juve in Milan now.
Yeah.
You've seen Gasperini has moved from Roma to Atlanta. They've had a few managers who just keep switching between the top teams. And I think being at a top team in Italy is slightly more attractive than the national team job, because there's not a lot of... You win the World Cup, you're supposed to win the World Cup. We're Italian, if that makes sense. Like, we're supposed to be competing for the biggest trophy. And once you don't, it's really bad. Just in terms of their group, I think they're on 12 points. They're 6 points behind Norway, who won again against Israel. So I think Norway are going to get automatic qualification. But I think if Italy are able to make it to one of the playoff spots, I think they would be one of the better teams in it, and they could find their way through.
Let's see if we can take one more highlight before we finish. It was a game between Portugal and Ireland. It ended 1-0 in favor of Portugal. Late Ruben Neves goal helping Portugal to get all 3 points. Let's get the highlights of that one.
Beaten in 5 matches and had scored 8 times in their eyes. Stephen Wyeth.
Portugal have also had a long-standing manager for a bit. I think that it's time for them to win a World Cup. Coach, this is their time.
I think they'll be one of the favorites to win it, but I don't think they will win it.
I know you're thinking Spain again in there will give them...
I don't think they'll win, because, you see, again, they are still relying on the old man to do the job for them. And I think they have to rely on somebody else. Although the old man, yes, he has to still be in the team, but somebody else will have to take up the goal-scoring responsibility. And I think we saw them in the last World Cup, okay, where the old man at the time was 4 years younger. And we saw how they virtually struggled without him. And now that he's 4 years older, I don't see why they are still relying. I think this will obviously be his last World Cup in the US. And of course, I know they are going to do everything practically, tactically possible to make sure they give it a go. Because he's a legend of the country. And it will be absolutely amazing to see Ronaldo lift the World Cup. And
I need the World Cup lifted for 1 or 2 things.
I don't think he'll do that.
For 1 or 2, I need that World Cup to be lifted so that we can... You know I need it lifted.
Defensively to those Neves guy at the back.
Thank you very much, Coach. Thank you very much, Manuel. And thank you to all of you guys out there who made time to watch the show and also to send messages into the show. Same time next week, Scorecard. We'll be back on your screens.